First of all, thanks to everybody for coming out this afternoon. My name's Al Cameron. I'm the Director of Communication and Media Relations for the Canadian Curling Association, and we really appreciate you coming out today on a great day for curling and wheelchair curling in Canada. The 2014 Winter Paralympic Games start March 7th at Sochi, Russia at the Ice Cube Curling Centre, and the Canadian team will be there in full force, wearing the colors proudly and contending for the top step on the medal podium on a daily basis. To get a sense of what it's going to all be about in Sochi, take a look at this video. I've seen that video probably 20 times in the last 5 days, and it still sends chills down my spine. That's very cool. And there's going to be a lot of more memories made like that in Sochi. To tell you a little bit more about Team Canada and what's going to happen at the Paralympic Games, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the chef de mission for the Canadian Paralympic team, Mr. Ozzie Sawicki.
Thank you, Al. Good day, everybody, and a very warm welcome on what is apparently a very cold day, but we have to remember that we are winter sport, so it's good to be in Winnipeg right now in a very exciting opportunity to introduce the team that you're going to be seeing shortly. First of all, I'd like to welcome the athletes, the coaches, and the support staff that are here. They're the critical members of this team, but also it's important to welcome all of our partners, including our government partners, our media partners, etc., because without you, we couldn't do the critical work that we need to do to get these athletes prepared for the Games. So especially a welcome to Member of Parliament Lawrence Tote. Pleased to have him here, and he'll be chatting with you shortly. So an overview of our team going into Sochi. Obviously, we're focused on curling today, but as a whole, we have an impressive group of Canadians that are going to be representing us at the Games. We have approximately 50 athletes that will be representing Canada in Sochi in all of our sports. In addition to curling, we have sledge hockey, of which both curling and sledge hockey are the gold medal world champions coming into the Games. So we're quite proud and excited to see the results that we have leading up to the Games. Also, para-alpine, para-Nordic, and the new sport of snowboarding, para-snowboarding, which will be in the Games for the first time. And as we move through and look at our opportunities, we as a nation are hoping and planning to see us get to the same place that we were in Vancouver. We expect to be top 3 in the world, and we believe in our athletes, and we believe that the opportunity is there for us to reach that top 3. The interesting thing as a team is we've really developed the mentality of performance, to perform in the moment, take pride in the journey that's getting us to those performances. And our athletes have bought into that. I think our athletes, coaches, everybody involved in the Games are really expecting to perform. And that is the most that we can ask of anybody on this team. And we know that we have the confidence in our athletes, but we also know that our athletes have the confidence in themselves. And I've been very lucky to travel around Canada and meet with the different teams at their training camps and at some of their competition venues. And it's great to see the expectations and what they are for the team. Now, in addition, the final thing that I'm going to bring to your attention is this is not a team that has very little experience. This is one of the most experienced group of athletes that we have in Paralympic sport. They've been world champions, they've been Paralympic champions, and Sonia herself is one of the most decorated athletes that we have in the sport of curling. So it's very exciting to see the nature of the team that's about to be announced. And with that, I'm going to leave it to the announcement of our athletes. So thank you very much, and go Canada. And I look forward to seeing everybody participating and seeing our athletes in Sochi in a number of months to come. Thank you.
Thanks, Ozzie. Now it's time to get down to business, to introduce the athletes who've been nominated to wear the maple leaf in Sochi. And to do that, I'd like to introduce to you the Chief Executive Officer of the Canadian Curling Association, Mr. Greg Stremlock.
Thanks very much, Al. Good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, thanks for coming on behalf of the Canadian Curling Association to this special announcement. I'd also like to make special recognition to our partners at the Canadian Paralympic Committee, to Aussie, the entire team of the CPC. You've been absolutely wonderful to deal with thus far in the lead up to Sochi 2014. We continue to look forward to that as we prepare for the Paralympic Games, so thank you. I'd also like to have a special recognition to two of our National Board of Governors who are here with us today. First, Cindy Maddock from Manitoba. Cindy is the board liaison to this wonderful event that is going on right now, the 2013 Tim Hortons Roar of the Rings. And Mr. Hugh Avery, the chair of our Board of Governors, who has joined us from Halifax, Nova Scotia. So, welcome. As we've all witnessed this week in Winnipeg, there is an amazing passion in this country for the sport of curling, and as we all know, it ramps up to another level every 4 years. Since the wheelchair curling discipline was introduced to the Winter Paralympics in 2006 in Turin, Italy, Canada has taken a leadership role, not just in the development of the sport, but also taken it to higher levels of skill. That commitment has resulted in unprecedented success at both the Paralympics and the World Wheelchair Curling Championship. As the 2014 Winter Paralympic Games in Sochi, Russia approach, Canadian curlers will take with them a comprehensive support system, as well as the well-wishes of curling fans from across this great nation. With these athletes will also carry with them very high expectations. That is the result of having our curlers on the top step of the medal podium in both 2006 in Turin and in 2010 in Vancouver, in addition to winning 3 of the last 4 World Championships. After an extensive review process that started the day after Team Canada won gold at the 2013 World Wheelchair Curling Championship, we are confident that we have the pieces in place to give Canada the opportunity to win a record 3rd straight Paralympic gold medal. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the 5 athletes we've nominated for the wheelchair curling team that will represent Canada this March in Sochi, Russia. I'll call them out individually. I would ask that they come out one by one. Starting with your alternate, Mark Idison. At lead, 2-time Paralympic gold medalist, Sonia Gadet. At second, and unfortunately she's not here in person with us, but Ina Forrest. The vice skip, Dennis Thiessen. And last, but certainly not least, the skip, Mr. Jim Armstrong. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to each one of you. We know you will wear the maple leaf proudly and represent us with honor in Sochi. Congratulations.
Thanks, Greg. Well, as you'll read in the bios that you'll receive, and they're available over on the side after the news conference, this is an amazing group of people and athletes. Gotten to know them reasonably well over the years. Jim, I've known forever. Just good people. But I'd like to give them the chance to talk to you a little bit more about what today means. So I'm going to ask them a series of questions, and we'll ask you to pass the mic down. We'll start off with you, Mark. Mark, you were a rookie at the World Championship last February in Sochi. What did you take away from that event that you think will help you in March in Sochi?
The time goes by really, really fast, so just learn to enjoy the moment and enjoy the journey with this great team.
If you could pass the mic on to Sonia. Thanks, Mark. Sonia, you've made history as the only Paralympian to win 2 straight gold medals. What would it mean to you to win 3 in a row?
Well, honestly, it really doesn't matter whether it's the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd gold medal. Winning a gold medal is truly a reflection of everything that you did through the season, all the time and effort that went in to our training with our teammates and our excellent support staff.
Thanks, Sonia. Dennis, you're a local boy out of Sanford, Manitoba. You're a Manitoban. Talk about what today means to be nominated to the Canadian Paralympic team right here in the curling capital of Canada.
It's an overwhelming feeling to be wearing the maple leaf to represent Canada along with the greatest teammates that you can ever have. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful experience, and just going to enjoy every minute of it.
All right, Jimmy, You guys will be favored. We all know that. How do you deal with that kind of pressure at the Paralympics?
Well, I think part of it is getting exposure and being invited to a tremendous event like this in an absolutely a tremendous week for curling generally. It's just a real pleasure to be a little part of it. I think if you spoke to the able-bodied teams, the men and women out there, I think we've got virtually every Canadian champion from the last 6-8 years. And they've worn the maple leaf, and I'm sure they would all speak to it, that it is a bit of a target on your back, and you just deal with it. We were fortunate enough to actually get over to Sochi for a test event last March for the World Championships, and so we've seen the facility. We managed to take gold. And you know, I think that experience will do us very, very well in the upcoming Paralympics. I think as far as going in as a favorite, I would much prefer that than going in as a non-favorite.
I agree. Thanks, guys. You know, all these teams that are competing here in Winnipeg, and certainly your team will talk about this, that a curling team is more than just the curlers who are out there on the ice throwing rocks. So to tell you a little bit more about the team behind the team, I'd like to introduce to you our team leader. She'll be attending her 3rd straight Winter Paralympics as well, Mrs. Wendy Morgan.
Thanks, Al. Along with these outstanding athletes, we've assembled an outstanding staff, and we are a team of 11. And although there's only 6 of us here today, I don't want to not let you know about the other team behind the team. Our head coach is Joe Ray from Prince George, BC. He's been with our national team program since 2004. Myself, the team leader, I'm from Burlington, Ontario, and I have been with the team since 2005. Our mental performance consultant is Dr. Laura Faris from Vancouver, British Columbia. She's been with us since 2006. Our team physician is Dr. Linda Ferguson from Truro, Nova Scotia, and she's been with us also since 2006. Our assistant coach is here today at the back, Wayne Kyle from Regina, Saskatchewan. He's been with us since 2011. And our media attache that will be joining us is John Sims from Thunder Bay, and he was also with us in 2010 in Vancouver. So it's an outstanding support staff behind the team to enable us to put best performances on the ice. We've had tremendous support from the CCA and Own the Podium and Sport Canada, and we've also been able to add another layer of support staff underneath that. Our nutritionist, Jennifer Krempian from BC, our physical trainer, Steve Ramsbottom, also from BC, our biomechanist, Pierre Baudin from Alberta, and Lara Duke from BC, and special recognition to Karen Watson as well for all of their support in producing this outstanding team that you see sitting here in front of you. So we're excited to go. We're excited to go to Sochi, and we're incredibly honored to wear the maple leaf on our back, as they have said, and we hope to, as Ozzy said, put a best performance on the ice when the time comes. We want to wish everybody at the Road to the Roar good curling, and I know that Canada is going to be in great hands no matter what the outcome in the 3 disciplines of curling that are going over there to wear the maple leaf. Thanks.
Thank you, Wendy. And now, representing the Minister of State for Sport, Bal Gosal, I'd like to bring up Member of Parliament for Elmwood Transcona, Mr. Lawrence Tote.
Thanks, Al, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here with Ozzy and Greg and Wendy, who spoke already, and to add greetings here also on behalf of our Minister of Sport for Canada, the Honourable Bal Gosal. When Bal asked me if I would do this announcement because he wasn't able to make it in time, I almost laughed at him. I said, Bal, you got to be kidding. Like, of course I'm going to do this. So it's great for me to be here, and an exciting time for sport in Canada in general. We have so much going on, but it's very special to be here today with our athletes. And we know there's been a lot of hard work and preparation going into coming to this point so that you can be the best you can be in 2014 in Sochi. And it's a great pleasure to congratulate our wheelchair curling athletes who have earned these spots. And I think we have to emphasize the fact they have earned these spots on the 2014 Paralympic team. And we know they'll do a great job of representing Canada in Sochi. And so I wanted to acknowledge the skip, Jim Armstrong, our lead, Sonia Godet, second, Ina Forrest, who unfortunately isn't with us today, all from British Columbia. So we got a good British Columbia contingent, although, Jim, I understand you now are residing in Ontario, but been from British Columbia for a long time. And of course, I'm very proud to have our third year Dennis Thiessen from Manitoba. It's great to have our Manitoba athlete joining us today. And also our alternate, Mark Idison. It's great to have you here today, Mark. And of course, I wanted to also recognize, I understand he's not with us, but the coach who will play a key role, obviously, Joe Ray, the coach of the team. You are all an enormous source of pride for all Canadians, and you serve as inspiring role models of sportsmanship, determination, and motivation for our children and our youth. And our government is committed to supporting our Canadian Paralympic athletes, and we know that our national team will provide us with amazing performances in Sochi. I want to take this opportunity to commend the Canadian Curling Association for fostering excellence in wheelchair curling. And I also want to thank all the coaches, officials, and family members who have supported and encouraged our wonderful athletes. I look forward to joining Canadians across our country as we cheer on Team Canada this winter, and I wish all of you the very best of success as you prepare for this incredible moment in your sports careers. Thank you very much, and all the best.
Thanks, Mr. Tote. Well, that concludes the speeches. I'd like to thank everyone for attending this afternoon, and of course, we wish Team Canada the very, very best of luck at Sochi. Lunch will be served. Just before we get the athletes available for some one-on-ones, we'll do some pictures with the backdrop, with the athletes by themselves, and then with the invited officials, and then we'll make them available for scrums and interviews. So thanks again to everybody. Grab a bite to eat while we get the pictures, and we'll move forward from there. Thanks.